What's going on, my power family, my power people? Welcome back to the channel. I know I've been gone for a while, but we have so much to discuss. Now, first and foremost, I must let you guys know where I've been for the past 2 years, okay? I had a beautiful baby girl 3 years ago, and that kind of slowed down my trajectory. However, we are back on track. I figured, what's the excuse, okay? Make the videos, make the content, bring it to you guys because I love the Power Universe, as I'm sure that you do. So I'm here to divulge. Now, listen, I have missed a lot. That would include Power Force and Raising Kanan. Both of which videos I'm going to cover, both topics I feel like are major, major, major to the Power Universe, okay? Especially the way Force ended, the way Raising Kanan ended, and not to mention Ghost, which is the Tariq spinoff. All three of those ended crazy. Now, I'm not going to go season by season. I know that sounds a little crazy. I did cover certain characters in Raising Kanan at first. I've missed some time. So to get caught up, I'm going to bring you 3 individual videos recapping all 3 shows. And I think that's only fair, right? So not only that, we need to talk about origins. We need to talk about the potential return of the infamous James St. Patrick, aka Ghost, the one that we all love, and how he will be coming back. Not just if, but the how is important, okay? Because if you haven't been noticing, little things have been thrown out there on Instagram between 50 Cent, kind of divulging into why Omari was taken off the project. He did an interview. He also made some Instagram posts. We're going to cover it all, okay? But first and foremost, let me know how you've been in the comments. Drop down below what you've been, what you're excited for in the Power Universe, what your predictions are for Origins, and if we will get a original OG Power Season 7 once Tariq and Tommy have done what they need to do in New York, okay? Because Legacy is coming as well, all right? We have so much to talk about with Power, all things Power here. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about in this video specifically is the ending of Raising Kanan, okay? Season 5. We lost the beloved Uncle Lou and Uncle Marv and Raquel Thomas. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'm spoiling it for you. Just go ahead and click off the video now. If you love it, share it, like it, leave a comment. It does nothing for but push our videos forward and help out with the algorithm, okay? So, let's get into it. Uncle Lou, Kanan, man. Kanan Stark went ahead, or Kanan Thomas, and I actually connected this in the original Power, but let's digress. Uncle Lou gets killed by none other than Kanan by accident, right? Kanan walking in, scares his mom. You know, he's about to put her down in his terms. And in walks Uncle Lou with one of the bodyguards. And boom, Kanan shoots him twice by mistake. Okay? Uncle Lou's no longer. Raquel does what she sees fit as a mom, covers up for Kanan's nonsense once more, throws Lou in the in the pit of the trash bin. Like, he's literally in a sewer dump. Like, he's in a garbage dump, right? And this started my trajectory of hating Kanan. Okay? I didn't dislike him in the beginning of the series, but now I absolutely can't stand him, right? Because I can't wait till we get to Origin so I can see how young Ghost and Tommy were moving, and especially Ghost, how he set everything up to get Kanan in prison, because I could already see where Kanan's going to be a problem, right? Especially with Breeze. And we'll talk about Breeze a little bit as well. Now we move on to the death of Uncle Marv, okay? This one really hit home because I feel like Marvin's character development in season 5 is so great and it's so grand. It's like, how do you knock off this character, right? How do you get rid of him? How do you do it? And it really bothered me because I'm sitting here like, yo, listen, Kanan had a choice, right? And he made the decision to put Marv down because he felt, and I think, that Marv was in his way. And he was told to do so by the mob. He was told to do so by Stefano. He was told to take them out. And they did so because they wanted to keep working with the mob. That's what they wanted to do. So Marv dies. And this really hit home for me because I feel as though, and I'm sure you guys feel it too, that his character development was so great, they could have kept his character going. Like, he could have been in Origins as an OG, I feel like, and actually helped Kanan. And instead, you know, there is some pent up aggression and anger towards both sides. And it's like, enough has been done. And Marv accepted his fate and just said, come on, man, if we're going to do it, let's do it. And I think it kind of reminded me, and I don't know if anybody else felt like this, when Ghost killed Rolla. And Rolla told Ghost, no, you're not letting me do anything. You're trying to give me a chance to convince you. I felt as though that was Kanan when it came to killing Marv. He didn't necessarily want to do it, and he was trying to let Marv get an out and maybe say, I'll leave like Neek, or, I'll work with you, I'll work for you. He thought Marv was going to have some excuse. And instead, just like Rolla did when he took his last drink, Marv took his last cigarette. And those two deaths, for some reason, that came to mind when I just witnessed it, because I'm like, damn, that was the similarities in it. Was because Kanan didn't want to put Marv down, but he had no choice. Same thing with Ghost with Rolla. Ghost felt like he had no choice. Even though Rolla wasn't the one snaking him, Marv wasn't snaking Kanan. He just knew Kanan was just a kid who was looking to sell drugs and make his name, right? Down goes Uncle Marv. That one really hit me. But then, to see Juke stand on 10, right? She killed Pops and Snaps. Let's give her a round of applause for that first, because they're the ones that ultimately were the death of Famous, right? They put down Kanan Stark's best friend. And Kanan didn't do shit. He didn't want to slide because he was working with him. And he said, well, Fame was out here running his mouth. He knew the consequences. Kanan did not care about nobody at this point. And that's when I lost all respect for Kanan, because I said, man, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. Those are your best friends. You're supposed to at least... He confronted Pops and Snaps. They told him it wasn't true. And Kanan, no, he didn't believe him. You could see his whole energy in that episode. But then for Juke to come to you and say, they put him down, and you don't do nothing about it. And then Juke ends up popping them right underneath the bridge, right? Bang, bang. Lit them up. No remorse. Then we get to Rock, right? Her death, which we all knew it was prominent from seasons ago, right? You've seen it coming. It was running out. She's running out of avenues. She's running out of plays. Nobody wants to work with her. She's creating more enemies than allies. It all was going to boil down to this, right? And I don't want y'all to get this twisted. I loved Rock's character. I loved the actress who played her, because she played the hell out of the role, and she did everything possible in the beginning to keep Kanan off the streets. Even when Kanan was in the business, she tried to get him out the business. She didn't want him nowhere near it. So she treated him like competition in order to make things happen, but then it all backfired. She ends up losing everyone close to her, including Kanan, because at the end, Juke didn't give her an opportunity. Once Juke found out who was really the mastermind behind everything, time for Rock to go. And she put him down mainly because Kanan took her father away. And like she told Kanan when they had that sit down, I just want you to have nothing like me. That was the coldest shit ever, man. To see Juke's character development from season 1, where she was just the boosting kid. Remember, she was just stealing the Tommy Hilfiger jackets off the back of the truck. And then to fast forward into season 5, where Juke is a stone cold murderer. And this is what allows me to be able to say, going forward, I see why, and I think we're going to see it in Origins, why Juke struck so much fear in Ghost when he heard that name back in season 4, when Kanan set him up when they had Tariq. You could tell by Ghost's face this was not the average person you're normally dealing with in the game. Juke got power. She got grown men scared like Ghost, right? This is how you know in Origins she's moving deviously. Even if the actress who doesn't play her is in it, maybe an older version of her, like because she is, I believe, older than Kanan, or they're around the same age. Maybe it won't be that actress. It could be somebody else that portrays her. But I think we're going to see an in-depth character development of Juke, and I already like where this is headed. She's a killer. She's stone cold. But how does she become a police officer? We need more backstory. I hope Origins kind of puts us somewhere in that realm where she's moving like that, or maybe she's about to. Who knows? I just know I can't wait to see it. But those 3 deaths in the season 5 really got me. Now, I want to spin back on something, right? I want to spin back on Neek leaving and going to Jersey. Now, here's what's interesting, right? We know that in the original Power, Ghost had ties to Jersey because of Drifty before he killed him off because he was trying to get out. My question is, does Neek go to Jersey and pick up on his drug game? Now, we don't know. And like his girl told him, you could be anything you want to be, and you could always do what you do. Now, does Neek pick up and go be a civilian? Does he move to Jersey? Does he get a real job? Does he become an entrepreneur? Where does he go from here? Because we don't hear about Unique in the original Power. No one knows him. And I think it's because he got out of Southside Jamaica, Queens so fast, nobody was able to know who Unique was. Ronnie died, Unique leaves. Where does this leave Neek though? We can't just, there can't be no character development. And I don't even have to have Joey Badass portray Unique, but I would love to get just maybe even some insight on where Unique goes and what he does in New Jersey. And is he, on his 10, on his high horse? Is he moving out there? Like, what is he doing? I would love some insight, right? And I love how the mobs were in play, but I wonder how in Origins we phase away from the mobs. Because think about it, in the OG Power, there are no mobs running nothing. Do they get roped up in the Ricos? Is that what happens? They all start going down for the extortion, the racketeering. Do we get that a little bit of insight? Is Stefano still around? Is the other dude, I can't think of his name, is he still around? Where are they? Like, do they just die? Do they get killed? What is the update with the mob, right? I know that's like a little minute part of Power in Raising Kanan, but do we get some glimpse in Origins, right? Now, I want to tie this all together and bring us to young Tommy and Ghost, who we finally got to see on screen, and how I think Ghost already has the plans and Tommy, as you could see from 1, the Origins clip that we saw, and then 2, we see them pull up on Kanan in season 5, and they're super young. They got to be like 12, 13, right? At this point in middle school, I could imagine. So Breeze, as we got introduced to, is very methodical. He's calculated. He's concise. He's a killer, right? Like, there's no other way to portray his mind besides that. And we've seen him play chess a lot. And we see Kanan do that in the OG Power, and then Tariq, right? So if you really want to look at the timeline, right? Breeze transforms over time into Tariq, who's more calculated, more methodical, more murderous. Then you have Kanan, who's really in between. Then you have Breeze, who's the origin. So if you want to go down a timeline, right? People always try to say, well, Ghost is more like, no. Tariq is not like his dad. Tariq is like Kanan and like Breeze. Those are his origins right there. Those 2 people, just because of the way I seen Breeze moving in Raising Kanan. Now, when we get to Origins and we talk about the clip we saw, which was about 30 seconds, there's no need to recap it, but we can touch on it right now. Ghost pretty much tells Tommy, we're in this shit to go to the top, right? That's what Ghost is in it for. Ghost is always thinking entrepreneurial mindship, even in the drug business, right? Which I like. So that lets me know right there in Origins how Ghost is moving. Ghost is moving to take over the business and to run shit. He's not there to be a worker bee. He's there to learn the business for free and then take it over. That's what his plan is. You can already tell. And that kind of related on a book that I read, 18 Laws of Wealth. If you want to read it, go check it out. But there's something in that book that pretty much says you could learn for free and then move over and take things over. That's literally what Ghost did. I can see where Ghost ends up killing Breeze because Breeze is too murderous. He's too unethical. He's too illogical sometimes. And he's just thinking, kill, kill, kill. He does the same thing. He's a thug. He doesn't care. Doesn't want to move up. He does not see the bigger picture, right? Like Ghost does. Kanan, I could see Ghost getting him out his way too, only because Kanan doesn't want nobody over him. Kanan likes to run shit. He doesn't like to be ran, doesn't like to be told, but he's just a thug. Like Sean called him, a bitter old thug, man. You ain't never gonna change. Kanan did not want to get out the hood. Kanan had no thoughts of elevating himself, nothing. He just wanted to be on them corners on Southside Jamaica, Queens, pushing dope, having people work for him, and that's all he really cared about. Excuse me if you hear any noise, I'm going to sit down, right? So that is what I'll say as far as power goes. Now, my predictions for Origins, I'll give you guys in another video, right? Because I want to touch on the characters that we have seen and that we know for sure are going to be in the show. And I definitely want to give you guys a prediction about me thinking that Power Season 7 of Origins will come into fruition. That's all I got for right now. I'll catch you guys on another note. And as always, peace.